Hello, welcome to Pilates Matwork, and today we're going to be doing a few classical exercises, variations of those, and we're going to be incorporating the Pilates ring or a magic circle into some of those as well. What I do recommend is that if you have not mastered form on most of these exercises without the ring, with a few exceptions, I'm going to recommend that you not use the ring on those, work on form, especially with roll-ups, the roll downs, and teasers. It just makes it a lot better when you have good form. So form first, but we will be using this for some things. And then if you are someone that needs a little bit of support in the lower back, lumbar area, for those roll-ups or teasers, you can always have a folded hand towel or a small mat or something like that for assistance. There will be an option where I will give you a kneeling option for something. So if you need a knee cushion, you can bring in a blanket or something for that. I'm going to sit on my folded blanket for right now, and we're going to go ahead and get started right after I take a sip of my tea. My voice is fading in and out. Lots of talking lately. Okay, so from here, sitting nice and tall, you want to try and get to a seat where your ears, shoulders, and hips are in a nice alignment as best as you can. And we want to draw up and in through that front body. So belly button is into the spine, relaxing the shoulders. And we'll take a slight tuck in the chin for a moment. And then just kind of notice how that feels. And let's take the arms up. Big inhale. Exhale, let's get a nice side bend towards the left. Sit bones grounded, but really reaching. So as I'm reaching, I'm trying to take my rib cage up, getting a nice stretch. Be mindful of a habit pattern that likes to collapse this front shoulder. Could you open that up? And then we'll move through center. We'll take that to the other side. Same thing. Reach. And then when you're ready, good, we'll come all the way back up. We're going to do that again. We'll do that a little bit differently if you want to. So you can always do what you just did. You can choose to open towards the back, moving the arm around, finding a nice stretch, or tilting the pelvis back, scooping in the belly button, C curve, rolling, forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching. So if you're doing this one, really reach to that arm so you find that nice stretch all the way down this area. Inhale, open, moving through center, taking it to the other side. Remembering you can stay right here. You can open up to the back, or you can find that C curve roll. Forehead in the direction of the knee, but not touching. Breathing. And we'll open and come back. Good. Let's take the hands behind the head. And I want to think about head into the hands, not hands into the head. And I've got my thumb right at that little indentation here between the skull and the neck. Elbows are out, shoulders are relaxed. I'm just rotate. And center. Exhale, rotate. And center one more time. Rotate. Maybe look a little bit more behind you with the eyeballs. And come back center. And rotate. Again, using the eyes to look a little bit more behind you. And coming back center. Good. Relax. Let's get into the neck. I'm going to take the chin to the chest. Letting gravity give me that extra stretch down the back of the neck. And coming back up, left ear, left shoulder. Now, everybody's a little bit different based on how you feel. If you feel enough of a stretch right here, stay. Some people feel more if they take that chin a little bit more this way. Some people feel more if they take it up a little bit. Some people feel more if they reach the arm out. Just kind of find it where you need it. Whew. I'm having one heck of a good stretch happening right here. I hope you're having a good one too. And we'll come back up and we'll take that to the other side. Right ear, right shoulder. Again, move around, find your best spot. You can reach. I must have been really, really tight in the neck. I was not expecting it to feel this way on either side, but I'm so glad that we're doing the stretch. Good. And we'll come back up. Good. Just roll the shoulders around. We're going to come to all fours. All fours. So if you need knee cushion here for all fours, then you can certainly bring it in. So I'm going to bring my folded blanket in. I'm going to unfold it just a notch though. Good. So coming here, spreading the fingers wide, rooting through the knuckles with pinky, pointer, and thumb. My knees are under my hips. They can be slightly wider if you've got a cranky low back. Tops of the feet are down. Belly button is in. And let's just do a few rounds here of scapular push-ups. So right now I'm protracted, so I'm pressing away. Now I'm retracted. I'm letting those ears come by the shoulders. Shoulders by the ears, however you want to say that. Good. Protract, retract. Protract, retract. Protract, retract, protract, retract, protract, pressing away. Let's take this into some cat-cows. Inhale. Exhaling around, looking towards the thighs. Inhale, chest comes forward, pelvis tilts back, looking forward. Exhale, rounding. Inhale. Exhale. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. Good. And then from here, let's take this into a nice tail wag. So I'm going to bend my right knee, okay? And I've got this heel up here. So I'm going to let that right heel go to the right, and I'm going to look over the right shoulder at that foot. As I take that foot towards the left, I'm going to look over the left shoulder at that foot. So it's a side bend, if you will. 3, 4, and 5. And take that back. If you need to come back to decompress, let yourself get what it needs. And we're going to take tail wags to the other side. Now I'm going to bend the left knee. I'm going to let that foot go to the left, looking over left shoulder. And right. And 2, 3, 4, and 5. Good. From here, taking that down, you can always decompress if needed. We're going to take this into hip circles, hip circles. So you've got a little bit of rotation from the shoulder if you want to think about it that way in the hips. So I'm just going to make some circles here. Careful how far ahead of your wrist that you go. Good. And then let's reverse that direction. A nice little movement to get the hips and everything kind of loosened up a little bit here. Good. And then from here, once you're ready, let's come to our back, supine, to our back. So I'm going to move my blanket, my knee cushion out of the way. Good. Go ahead and have your ring handy here. We'll be using that in a moment. And then you just come onto your back in the way that you need to get back there. Good. And then once here, good. Let's take the feet as wide as the mat for a moment. Really zip up and in through that pelvic floor, belly button is in, and just let the knees go side to side. Yeah, just going side to side. Little windshield wiper. Good. And we'll bring the feet back in more parallel with the hips. So finding your neutral spine. So you may or may not have a little space in the low back, but you'll want to think about the hip bones and your pubic bone being even on the same plane. So you don't want the pubic bone being up this way. You don't want the frontal hip bones being up that way. You want to try to find that evenness. Zip up and in here, and we're going to go through some pelvic tilting and pelvic plunge. So from here, I'm going to tilt my pelvis back. I'm closing any space, but I'm not jamming anything. That's your posterior tilt. And then I'm going to take it into the anterior tilt, opposite direction, shifting forward. Maybe a little bit more of an arch in the back. Good. And posterior, and anterior, and posterior, and anterior, posterior, anterior, posterior, anterior. Now, as we prep for our pelvic clock, you want to kind of think about your whole pelvic area here as a face of the clock. So your navel, your belly button, is going to be your 12 o'clock. Your left hip bone, ASIS, is going to be your 3 o'clock. Your pubic bone is going to be your 6 o'clock. And your right ASIS, right hip bone, is going to be your 9 o'clock. Okay? So remember when we're doing this, with the exception of forward and back, when we're going in a circle, it's very, very deep transverse abdominis right below the navel. That's where you should feel it if you're properly engaged. It should also look like you're barely moving, even though you know that you are, and it shouldn't be this big movement, okay? Very tight, very controlled. So from here, find your neutral, zip up, good, really engage. Good, we're gonna rock back to 12 o'clock. And now we're gonna go to 3 o'clock, 6 o'clock, 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 3, 6, 9, 10, 3, 6, 9, 10, 3, 6, 9, 10. Pause. Now we're going to reverse that. Go to 9, 6, 3, 12. I think I said 10, but I mean 12. Good. 9, 6, 3, 12. 9, 6, 3, 12. Last one. 9, 6, 3, 12. Good. Rock forward and back. Knees can come in. You can rock side to side. Find what you need here. And now we're going to grab the ring. So we're just going to do a few little scapular movements with it. So I'm holding the ring on the outside. Good. I'm letting my shoulders come down for the moment. Belly button is in. Good. Find that protraction again and retraction. Protraction, retraction. Protraction, retraction, protraction, retraction. Good. Now, from here, I'm going to start to reach this ring towards my knees. And as I start to take it back, and it's okay to take it all the way back, you only want to go back so far as your low rib cage doesn't start to pop up. So if that happens, you want to stop right before that. That's your range of motion. That's something that can improve over time with practice. So I'm reaching, I'm taking it back. Now I'm able to do that. Good. And maybe a slight press into the ring as I come forward. And I'll take it back to my personal limit. Slight press into the ring, feeling those core muscles fire up as I come up. Good. And taking it back and press. And we'll do one more and back and press. Good. From here, I'm going to move this ring to the side. Let's do some articulating bridge work here. Rolling shoulders back. Remember, bridging is just as much about the shoulders as it is your feet and your glutes. So pressing in shoulders, arms, hands, feet, tilting that pelvis back, peeling up bone by bone through the lumbar, through the rib cage, through the mid back, and then lowering from the mid back through the rib cage, through the lumbar, to the sacrum, and back to safe neutral, and rocking it back, peeling up bone by bone, belly button is in tight, and lowering down bone by bone. Good. One more time, and rocking through the sacrum, through the lumbar, to the rib cage, to the mid back, lowering from the mid back, through the rib cage, through the lumbar, to the sacrum. And then once you're ready, knees in tabletop position, or actually bring them into the chest first. Chest first, rock, rock, rock. Good. Now, we're going to, before we take them in a tabletop, if that's what you choose to do, we're going to go into our hundreds here, okay? So different things for different people. You can leave the ring out of it for the entire, no matter what version you're doing. You can choose not to do it with the ring. You can keep your feet grounded. You can be tabletop. You can have a nice long diagonal line or anywhere along here that you need. You can choose to work the outer glute, outer thighs by putting your feet on the inside. This can be done in tabletop or anywhere in your diagonal line. Or you can choose to work the inner thigh by placing your legs on the outside of the ring in an external rotation. Okay, so again, this can be done in tabletop. It can be done with a long line, anywhere along the spectrum. Okay, now I am going to do tabletop. I'm going to do the external rotation here. You can choose to do it however you want, and you can lose the ring at any time if it becomes too intense. So I want to start with just a light pressure into the ring. So you're either pressing in or you're pressing out if you're using it. Arms up, zip up, inhale, exhale, lift the chest, tuck the chin, look to the thighs, arms are long and low. From the shoulders, we pump. And we inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, maybe find another challenge. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, lift up higher. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, reach deeper. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, hold. Lift up higher, reach deeper, and taking that down. Remove that ring. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle side to side. Set the ring to the side. We're going to come into a nice gentle twist. Knees in tabletop position. Good. Let those knees fall over to the left as you look to the right. Breathe and expand. When you're ready, good. Head back to center, one leg at a time if you need that. I'm going to move some props out of the way. Taking these over to the right, looking to the left. And when you're ready, head back to center, one leg at a time. Good. So from here, I am going to roll over to the side and come back up. So we're going to prepare for roll downs and roll ups here. And I need my back support. So I'm going to grab mine. And then I'm going to just give this a chest, or not chest, a test to make sure I've got that in the right spot. Good. Okay. So from here, if you're using the ring, good, you're just going to hold on to this outside. Good. You'll do a little bit of pressure on the roll down, and then you're going to use it as you roll up. What you don't want to do is this whipping of the arms as you roll up. That's momentum. You're not doing anything for the core. This is core strengthening. So knees can also be bent here. You can still use the ring if you need that on the roll down or the roll up. You can go part way or all the way. You choose where you need to be. So starting here, nice tall spine, relaxing the shoulders. I'm going to tilt the pelvis back, scoop in that belly button. And I'm going to roll that down. Good. And coming back. And inhale, exhale. And rolling forward. And coming all the way up. And rolling down. And lifting, inhale, exhale. Coming all the way forward, stacking bone by bone, nice tall sit. Let's go again, rolling that down. Good, and inhale, exhale. Good. So this is a nice tool to kind of help in some ways to see where you are. So if you have a tendency to cheat sometimes coming up and using that arm, but you're not really sure. You can't really do that and hold on to the ring at the same time. So that's what this is for. And I'm going to roll back down here. Good. Remove my little pad. Good. And we're going to go into a series of 5. You can choose to use the ring or not. I'm not going to use the ring on this first one. Single leg stretch. But you're welcome to use it. So if you're going to use the ring on this first one, you're just kind of reaching. And that's what you're doing there. Okay. Otherwise, I'm going to take my knees in tabletop. I'm going to come up. Good. I'm grabbing with my right hand, my left knee, or yes, my left knee, left hand to the ankle, and then we're gonna switch. And two, and hips are even. And three, and I'm really reaching, and I'm really squeezing. And here's 5, and 4, and 3, 2, and 1. And bring that down. Good. Double leg stretch. So this one I will use my ring for. So my knees are going to be bent. I've got my ring. Good. I'm going to come up. So I'm trying to reach over my feet. Here's my starting point. Inhale, reach. Exhale. And 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and come down. I'm going to put this ring to the side for single straight leg stretch, single straight leg stretch. Good. So from here, I'm going to start on my left side. Right leg's going to come into a hover. I'm going to come up. Good. And I'm going to pull, stretch. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Woo. Bringing that down. Wiggle, 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 side to side. Double straight leg stretch. I'm going to take my ring. I did inner thigh with my 100, so I'm going to do outer thigh here. So I'm coming just up. I've got my legs on the inside. Good. And you can press in, firing up the outside here. You can be in a C curve. That's going to be the hardest one, or upper body grounded. So you choose. Zip up that front body. Inhale. Take the C curve if you're taking it. Legs come long and inhale. Exhale, lift 1. Inhale. Exhale 2. Inhale. Exhale 3. Inhale. Exhale 4. Inhale. Exhale 5. Inhale. Exhale 6. Inhale. Bend those knees. Lower down. Grab your ring. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. Last one, the crisscross. Hands will come behind the head. Remember, the head is into the hands not into the head. Elbows are out wide. We're rotating the torso. Hips stay grounded. Elbows are wide. We're leading with the shoulder. Okay, facilitates better oblique work here. Your waistline. So from here, inhale. Exhale, we'll come up. We'll go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ooh, last one, 10. And take that down. Woo. And wiggle, 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 side to side. Okay, from here, we're going to use the ring for some hamstring stretches. So I'm going to take my left foot into my ring here. So just on the other handle, I've got my ball of the foot on that handle. Good. And then keeping a micro bend in this knee. Good. I'm just going to bring this in for a nice stretch here. Your other leg can also be long if that's okay with the back. If you've got the depth, maybe you take forearms in here. Just kind of find it where you need it. Remembering stretching's okay. A little bit of shaking's okay. Pain, numbness, tingling, burning, not okay. You want to back off if you feel those. And once you're ready, good, we'll undo. Good. From here, both hips are grounded. Taking the left leg out to the left. Wiggle around, find your spot. Good. Maybe you take a forearm on the inside of there too, depending on your own flexibility. Good. And then we'll come up. Good. And we'll arc over 45-ish degrees. Just kind of wiggle around here. This hip will come up a little bit, but it shouldn't be all the way over. We're not twisting. Your belly button is in tight to protect the low back on all of these. Tight low back leads to tight hips. Tight hips lead to low back. Tight low back. We want to protect that low back as we work through the hips. Good. And we'll open up. Good. I'm going to release. Good. Here's some circles. Belly button is in. We're just going to take 4 in each direction. I'm going to take big ones. If you need to take small ones, take them. So here's 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. And we'll bring that back up. And we'll do the same thing to the other side. So now my right foot is going to be, follow the foot into that ring. Good. We'll bring that leg into the face. Good. Find the grip that's appropriate for your body. Maybe you take forearms through here. Maybe you don't. I'm tighter on this side today, so I'm just taking wrists through here. Breathing. So never underestimate the power of the stretch series that we're doing here. It's a great one to do before you get out of bed. It's a great one to do before you go to bed. It is really, really amazing if you take the time to do it. So from here, I'm going to release. Good. And I'm going to come out just a little bit from my wall. Good. And I'm going to take that right leg out to the right. Good. Wiggle around again. Find your optimal spot. Good. Find your optimal grip. Both hips are grounded here. Belly button is in tight here. And once you're ready, we will come back up. Good. And arcing over. Wiggle around, find your best spot. And sometimes with the ring, we do this stretch with yoga straps. We do it with resistance bands. We do it without any props. Sometimes I feel like I get just a little bit of a deeper stretch when I use the ring. And then from here, we'll come back up. We'll remove that ring. Good. Going into the leg circles, 4 in both directions. You're in charge of the side. Both hips stay grounded. Belly button is in. And we go 4, 3, 2, 1, and reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And I'm going to bring both knees into the chest. We're going to roll like a ball here. If that's not for you, roll over to your side and come up to a seat. Let's try 6. Let's go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Could you find a balance challenge with that 6 to 1? Woo! And then when you're ready, we're going to come to either a seat. So if you've got a major knee issue happening, I'm going to recommend that you can do this seated. If you don't have knee issues or you just need a cushion, like me, then you can do this one kneeling. We're going to get into the upper body here with our ring. We'll just do a little bit of a kneeling series here. So hips and knees are in relative alignment. I'm zipping up and in. Good. Elbows are out. I've got my ring into the side and I'm going to press in. So I'm going to go 1, exhale 2, 3, 4. Use that core. Really take it in on the press. 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now, a little bit harder, take the ring forward. You've got a little bit of a micro bend in the elbows here, getting into the armpit area. Let's go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. We're going to take this. So I have a little bit of padding here right on my hip bone. You don't want to be up in the waist. You don't want to be down in the thigh. You want to try to be right in that center. So a nice test for most people is when you take your arm long, kind of out here, that's kind of where you want your ring to be. Okay. So kind of where you would be at risk. So you can be out here. So come right there. Good. Standing nice and tall. And here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we'll take that to the other side. So again, take your time finding your placement. Zipping up. And here we go. 8, 7, shoulders down. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. All right. We're going to use this to stretch. I'm going to take my hands on the inside. I'll show you what this looks like from this angle. Good. I'm going to reach forward. Good. I'm pressing into my ring as I kind of round a little bit here, trying to separate the shoulder blades. Wonderful, wonderful upper body stretch. Good. Breathing. And then when you're ready, good. We're going to relax and we're going to have a seat. So we're going to do spine stretch forward. You can do this with or without the ring. So I'm going to take my legs forward here. I'm taking my feet about mat width apart. You can take your legs a little bit wider if you want to. Good. And so from here, good. I'm just going to kind of take my ring and hold it this way. I'm going to peel off bone by bone from an imaginary wall. So I'm going to nod the chin. Good. I'm scooping in that belly button. I'm rounding the spine as I reach forward. And then once I've come to my limit, good, I'm going to lengthen and reach, maybe a little press into that ring. And then I'm going to round and stack, bone by bone, up into a seat. 3 more. Inhale, exhale, nod, round, good. Reach, lengthen and press, round, and stack. Good. And here is 3. Good. Lengthen and reach, press, rounding, coming back up. And let's do 1 more. Inhale, exhale, nodding the chin, rolling that down. Good. Find your roll down, find your length and reach, and round and coming all the way back up to a seat. Excellent work. We're going to go to side series now. We're going to use the ring for that. So I'm just going to lie down here on my right side first. I'm going to take my right leg on the inside. I want that leg to be, or the ring to be just up from the ankle. I don't want the ankle to be in there. And I'm going to start with the left leg on top. Again, I'm right up from the ankle. Shoulder, you can be all the way down. You can be here. You can be here. This is going to be the hardest one, but you want to be lifted. You don't want to be hanging here. Okay, so be strong. Hips are forward. We're not rocked back on the glutes. Good, nice long line. Belly button is in, and we're going to press. Let's go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to take that leg on the inside. Now I'm pressing up into that ring. And here we go. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Woo! I so feel that. Take that leg back outside, heel toe. So without moving the hips, rotate from the hip. Here's external, heel, hip, knee, and toe track. Good. I'm going to rotate mid. There's the internal, toe, knee, and hip come down. And here's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Good. Woo. Take that down. Come onto your belly. Good. And I'm just going to let that ring rest right there so I know where it is. We're going to come to a swan. We'll come to a swan here. So starting with your hands under the shoulders, work them a little bit forward and elbows down, legs about hip width apart, rolling shoulders back. So you are in charge of how high your swan needs to be. Maybe it's a little bit, maybe it's really high. You choose 4 times. Inhale, exhale, find the swan. No crunching in the spine, no lifting of the shoulders by the ears. And then as you roll down bone by bone, how much length can you find between each vertebrae? So it's mindful movement on the up, it's mindful movement on the down. Inhale, exhale. Here's 2. And coming down. And 3. And lower. And last one. Here's 4. Countering all of that beautiful flexion with some beautiful extension. And coming down. And wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. You can roll to your other side just so that I'm not too, back is not to you. I'm going to come right here. Good. So now you're on your left side, it's the bottom side. Good. Get that leg in there. Good. Top leg is up here. Try to find the same way that you did it on the other side to train evenly. Just remember, if you're going to come up on the forearm, you want to be lifted. You don't want to be hanging. So hips are coming forward. I've got a wrinkle here of my pants. There we go. Okay. So from here, when we're ready, sit pressing down. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm going to take it on the inside, pressing up into that ring. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's that heel toe coming up. Heel, toe. 2, 3, 4, 5, whoops, and 6. Good. And we will get rid of that ring for right now. Good. And from here, while we're here, I forgot to do this on the other side. We'll go back and get it. Just kind of take that foot, take the hips forward, take the knee and foot back, just getting a little bit of a quad stretch. And then once you're ready, good, we'll come up, just go to the other side and get that quad stretch. Our teachers aren't perfect. We forget things all the time. So if you're not perfect, you're in the right spot. Good. And then from here, when we're ready, we're going to come back up. Okay, we're going to go and we're going to practice teasers. I'm going to give different teasers for different people. So if you're new to teaser, I don't recommend bringing the ring in here. And if you're someone that uses a little bit of support, you do your roll ups and your roll downs, you'll want to bring that back in here. Roll ups and roll downs is a prerequisite for the teaser. So, excuse me. So teaser with knees bent. Good. You can take the arms straight forward or sweep them to the side. Good. Knees and upper body lift, knees bent. That's one way to do it. And if you're a little bit more advanced, good. You can come up, taking legs long. Okay, that's a harder way to do it. So if you've mastered either one of those, some people have really tight hamstrings and can never do this one here. It's just how it is. But if you are proficient with the knee bend one, you can bring in your ring. So with this one, obviously you're holding on to your ring. You can't sweep your arms out to the side and come up. So it's going to be forward and back. But whenever you're ready, inhale, exhale, and reach, and then take that down. You can do the same thing with the longer leg. And reach, and take that down. That's a harder one for me. I think I'm going to stay with the knee bends. Inhale, exhale, and come up and take it back. And let's try one more. And coming back. Good. And taking that down. Good. We are done with the ring. You can put that to the side. We are going to come to a plank position now. A plank position now. If you need a knee down plank, you can take a knee down plank. But once we come into plank, let's find a nice good plank form. I'm going to do up high. So from here, I'm protracted. I'm pushing the floor away. I'm pressing back through my ankles. I'm finding a little bit of length here in this torso. My belly button is in and I'm breathing. This is the same if your knee down. Okay. So from here, I'm going to shift back to a down dog. This can also be done on forearms from a dolphin perspective, forearm plank perspective. Find a challenge that works for you. And then from here, I'm going to shift back into plank. Good. Belly button is in. Find that down dog. Remember, if your booty is up, you're in down dog. That's not a plank. Find your length in the plank. It's okay to drop the knees. Perfect your form. And then try again after you've practiced a little bit. Good. And one more time, down dog. And come back into the plank. Finding that plank. From your plank, maybe right leg lifts. Lowers, maybe left leg lifts. And lowers. Drop the knees. Child pose. Woo. All right. We're going to finish up here with some mermaid. So I'm going to start with my feet facing the right side. For some people do mermaids with their feet just like this. Others, maybe you come into a Z position. So this right here, my left shin is parallel to the long edge of my mat, and my right shin is parallel to the short edge of the mat. If for whatever reason, either one of those aren't going to work for you, just come to crisscross applesauce. You're still going to get rotation. You're still going to get your sides in. Okay? So zipping up nice and tall, big inhale. Exhale, my feet are to the right. That means I'm going to side bend to my left and reaching over. Coming up, taking that counter stretch. Over. Let's add on a rotation this time. Coming down and reaching. Good. Finding the rotation from the length. Opening up. Arm up. Imagine this time somebody's pulling on it. Make it a little bit more core, a little bit less pressing off the other hand. And coming back up. Good. We'll just switch those feet over to the left side. Good. Find a position that's appropriate for your body on this side, which might not be like the other side. Big inhale and lift. Exhale. Good. Now we're going to side bend to the right. Reach. And as you reach, consider really pressing through this tip. So it's kind of like I'm reaching this way, but I'm pressing that way. Good. Arm comes up. Engage. Find that nice counter stretch over. And we'll do that again. We'll find the twist this time. If you want to take it and reach and lengthen. And opening up. Arm comes up. Reach up. Good. And take that over. And coming back to center. Way to go. You made it through the Pilates Matwork class with some challenges with the ring. I hope you got what you needed, and I hope to see you again really soon. Bye-bye.